Sports talk conversations with a good laugh mixed in. This is the Sports Talk with Thetford and Ashby podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
I'm Mike Hebert, owner of Cantex Roofing and Construction. Every day is game day, and we'll get it right when it comes to your roofing, construction, windows, and mirrors. Call Cantex Roofing and Construction today. Together, we are one serving you.
All right, I tell everybody that is Medicare age, and a bunch of our listeners are. You think you know what's going on with Medicare, but you don't.
Oh, you can think that.
But
it's fine to think
changed. It's changed for 2026 coming up.
And even if it hadn't changed,
you still wouldn't
know what's going on. But Senior Benefits Solutions does know what's going on. That's Lori Kassler. Let me give you her phone number, 781-3804. There is no easy way to remember that, so I'm going to say it again, 781-3804. And you can go visit with her about it, and she won't even charge you.
She's awesome.
I like that part.
And she knows it, and she knows the business, and she can help you make the right decision of what kind of coverage you need on Medicare. So go see her. She told me at the game the other day that she had already gotten 2 calls from people hearing it on the show.
Hey, if y'all hear something on this show, you know it's been cleared by us. We don't have anybody on the show that we don't give a thumbs up to.
One other thing here, Fuddruckers, there's a great place to go eat. Their food is absolutely delicious. I mean, it is delicious.
We were driving by another burger place that's considered really good burgers last night.
Yeah,
with Terry's mother, and we went to Fuddruckers with her the other day. She goes, you know what? Fuddruckers is better than that place. I said, well, yeah, Fuddruckers is the world's best burger.
They are.
That's why they're better.
66th in Milwaukee is where you'll find them. And also, don't forget about Cafe Venture, which is Mickey Rogers. He also has Dave's Hot Chicken there on 82nd. But Cafe Venture, they can do any kind of food you want to cater, big groups, small groups, whatever you're looking for. Give Mickey a call.
Do we have Gus on?
They'll help you.
Oh,
sir.
Well, hey, here's my son calling.
Yeah, what's up, Gus? How you doing?
What do you say?
You doing good?
Yeah, I'm good. Hey, give your sweet bride a hug from us.
Hey,
I hated to hear about that. Yeah, maybe I'll get to see her myself, but that can be a hug from me.
You know, I went to the high school coaches lunch, and you were there.
Yeah.
And I saw Coach Dean right off the bat, and he goes, I had D in Colt League. And I go, no, duh, you had everybody in Colt League that we know.
You know what's funny when you say Coach Dean? Well, you're exactly right. Count me on that list too.
Yeah.
But when you say Coach Dean, I have to think of like, well, is this a Bill Dean story?
Yeah, Bill Dean.
Your booth. I know. But I have to think about it. Or is it your Coach Dean, your radio partner, your broadcast partner? Yeah. So I have to think about that.
Okay, I'm just getting back.
Bill Dean had. He said, I had D in Colt League.
Yeah, I talked to him the other day about it.
And I said, I know you did.
Well, I worked with D when I'd come back from playing in the off season. I'd come back to Lubbock, and Dan usually get what he wanted. He wanted me to work with D, and I did. And D was enjoyable to work with and a good ball player.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. Hey, Gus, Taylor called, and what he wanted to call about, he didn't know the show was on right now. What he wanted to talk about is the last out of the World Series last night. Yeah. He said, how bad a base running is that? I said, that's pretty bad base running.
I didn't see it. Tell me what happened.
Yeah, they were first and second with nobody out, and you're thinking, man, this could be the next Joe Carter.
Well, we're going to at least tie it and go into extra innings. I mean, two ground balls, 2 fly balls, 2 almost anythings.
Yep, and the reliever comes in and gets a little jam shot pop up, and then they hit a sinking line drive to shallow left field. Left fielder charges it, and the runner from second had strayed just enough, and that they were able to double him off. And you're like,
oh my gosh,
and they're going to tie this thing up. They're going to tie this thing up. Oh, Game 7 tomorrow night.
You know what the runner on second was thinking, Gus? I'm going to tie this thing up. I'm going to tie this thing up, and there it goes. I'm going to tie. Oh, crud. He might just catch it. And it wasn't even a diving catch. It was just a running catch. And anyway.
He threw to second and doubled him up.
Oh, yeah. That guy, I don't remember his name, but everybody in Toronto will if they don't win tonight.
He's a young dude, and but he made a young mistake there because that's the age old check your outfielders.
Gus.
Outfielders and keep
He didn't make a young mistake. Crap, that stuff in Little League.
Oh, you're right.
Just
was
like
he a pitch runner?
Down right there, man.
Was he a pitch runner?
No.
Okay, good. At least he earned his way.
He might be next year somewhere in AAA.
He just hit that double that wedged into the pad in the outfield out there. He hit a missile. So, but yeah, it was a dumb mistake. But he needed to know that the outfielders were shallow there.
Hey, Gus, were you wondering what would have happened? Because this guy he hit a line drive and it hit at the base and it stuck in between the wall and the turf.
Oh my God!
And I thought, you know what? That thing may not sit there that long. It may pop out, and if it pops out, it's live ball.
Yep.
Lowry Field used to have ivy on the outfield fence, and the ball would go in there, and if it got stuck in the ivy, it was a ground rule double. But if it fell out of the ivy, and you remember Ricky Fowler.
Oh, yeah.
Ricky Fowler ran out there one time. He slid, and he got caught in the ivy, and he couldn't get up. But anyway, but I kept thinking that ball could just pop out of there because, you didn't know how much it was lodged in there. But there have been some interesting things in this World Series.
Yeah, and just the fact that happened at that moment. If that happens in the second inning of Game 2, we talk about it, but not with the World Series hanging in the balance. Of course they're going to stick one in the pad, And that poor young outfielder runs back there, and he's like, oh, crap, hands up.
Well,
but he's listening to the stadium go nuts as these guys are running around the bases thinking, what do I do?
Well, I think it was the shortstop running out there that put his hands up before that outfielder figured out, I better put my hands up.
So, oh, my gosh, because they're thinking if I don't pick this thing up and they run around the bases and we lose this World Series, something, yeah, that was
Who are you for, Gus?
I think I'm for the Blue Jays, but I'm not. I don't really have any skin in the game. But
Canada.
That's right. I'm like you, Coach Ash. I like
so
the song.
sweet.
The song's easier to sing than ours, but I like it.
It's like Plainview school song.
Is it?
No, there's his old Christmas tree.
Yeah,
it is.
Christmas tree.
Oh, Christmas. We'd all sing with them.
I always think about our Monterey fight song as the Ohio State fight song.
It is.
So.
Yeah,
got to deal with that. Yeah, sure.
Can't believe they stole our fight song.
But when Plainview would come to town in basketball, it really worked better in basketball than anywhere else because you're all in the gym and they'd start playing.
Start singing.
We sing "Old Christmas Tree."
Oh yeah, I think we did that in 1985.
Yeah, I know.
that was passed down through the ages there.
Well, it was "Old Christmas Tree." That was the song.
Yes, absolutely. That's what I heard. I know their version of it. Yeah.
Okay, give us a little bit more on the World Series, and then we're going to talk like the 18-inning game. That was great. It's been a good World Series. There's been some interesting stuff.
To get to Game 7, there's usually enough back and forth that make it dramatic. But, yeah, the young 22-year-old Trey Savage pitched on Wednesday night. And Coach Ash, you relate to this. He can, or appreciate this, I guess, but he had, this year, he was a first-round pick of them out of the Blue Jays, out of East Carolina, like 18 months ago. And I don't think he threw much professionally in 2024. A lot of times those high-end guys won't pitch a bunch of pro ball these days after throwing a bunch of Friday night games and whatever. But then this year he starts in low A, and it's a low A, high A, double A, triple A, and then he's in the big leagues striking out whatever it was, 12 or 13, and shoving.
At least a dozen.
22 years old.
And then the guy last night struck out 7, I think. I lost count. I ran out of fingers on one hand. But I think it was 7 in the third. They're in the third inning.
And he struck out 7?
6 or 7. And I'm sitting there going, this guy might set a World Series record for strikeouts. And then all of a sudden he gave up 3 runs like that. I mean, before the third inning was over, he went from being unhittable to, giving up 3 runs and enough to win the game in that one inning.
That's right. And that game sat at 3-1 into the 8th. And the Blue Jays had 2 on in the 8th and couldn't score them. And then in the 9th, had the 2 on, as you and I talked about, second, third, nobody out, couldn't score anybody. And it's off to Game 7. And the announced starter, we know the Blue Jays are throwing Scherzer. Formerly, the Dodgers are
Who's throwing Scherzer?
the Blue Jays, and he's old.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's a guy I keep telling people, Willie Retta hit his only home run for Texas Tech off of Scherzer. Yeah, Willie was a little bitty guy. So
yes, he was.
All right, let's get to Scott because I don't want to.
Yeah, shoot.
I'm fixing to show folks. They're wondering why this is the only burnt orange thing I own. I am wearing right now, and the only reason I own it is because Scott Wilson gave it to me, and it's a picture of his Cadillac with the bumper sticker that says Wilson on it. So I'm going to show y'all that, and then I'm going to show y'all on TV. I'm going to have to. I can't even explain this. It's it looks like Otis on.
What does it say below the car? I drove
the caddy home.
The caddy, yeah. Which meant you gave Scott a ride home. He had a couple of cold ones, and he would do a lot of that. But the thing Scott Wilson never did was get behind the wheel. And in his real life, he was the attorney. He was like the in-house counsel for the Texas Municipal League. And literally, you would never.
No, you wouldn't have guessed.
No, you never would have guessed that. You'd think he's Otis on that. He would go in, get the key, lock himself in. But I'm going to show you a picture of Scott. I'm going to show you this, and this will be the last time you'll ever see me wear burnt orange ever in my life. And this is it.
There you go.
Here we go.
Scott Wilson had a great big heart, and he was a good friend to people. He had every opportunity to be a fighting rear end.
But he was. We had him on the show. I can't even tell you how many times.
Yeah.
And he was just always great.
It was always about him getting to get to wherever the horns were playing in a lot of sports, specifically football. But the baseball thing, I think, is certainly where I'll be. And Chris and a bunch of us there in Lubbock got to be friends with him. Obviously, Coach Ash, because he'll show. He'd come up here for a 3-game series, and his deal was to lead the Eyes of Texas and all that. And if you got past all of that. The obnoxiousness. He's a sweetheart of a guy, and he probably died doing what he wanted to do. Now I'm sure not sitting in the hospital in Florida for a month part, but the fact that he was down there going to a Longhorn game when he had his heart attack or whatever it was that he was dealing with, and just hate to lose him, but I can't help but think about him and get a smile on my face.
I know.
Again, that's when you think about him, like he's rooting for the team we all root against, and you still like him.
I know it. That's the weird part.
Yes, and he had friends in Lubbock, that were regulars of his. He would stay with Coach.
Yeah, he'd stay with Cal when he'd come to town.
Yeah,
isn't that something?
Who Scott Wilson is hanging out with in heaven right now is pretty good list.
Yeah,
Coach Segrist and Cliff Gustafson, a lot of people that adored him. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Well, I hate to lose him. Hate to lose him on this earth. I hate the thought that I'll never go run into him somewhere.
Here's how long he's been doing the Wild Bunch. They used to call him the Wild Bunch. I think now it's probably the Mild Bunch or something. But he heckled me when I played. Yeah. He heckled my son when he played, and I fully thought he was going to heckle my grandson when he played, but he's not going to make it to that. So
I remember those guys, and I can't say these words came out of his mouth, but when I was playing and we were wearing those red jerseys, that Coach Hayes used the ones that I think maybe Mr. Grimes donated, those red ones with the Red Raiders across the front. Might have been the one holdover from your regime, and the uniform department had my last name on there.
Oh, I never played with my name on jersey.
I had somebody up there yelling, "Gustafson, you can't have that name in this ballpark." I thought, well, I've always thought Scott, if he didn't say it, he was sitting with the guy who did.
Well, here's one I remember is Chris Hall was starting shortstop as a freshman. And so he's a freshman down there at Dish Falk, and they're wearing him out. So he strikes out, then he strikes out, then he strikes out, then he strikes out. So he struck out 4 times in a row. He comes up the 5th time, and he hit like a weak pop-up to second base, and they gave him a standing ovation for putting the ball in play.
Well, that's the kind of fun stuff that you're wanting to add to the kid's misery, but you're not talking about his mom or cussing him or anything else.
That's the older Wild Bunch. The younger Wild Bunch, remember Woodcock climbed the screen climbed the screen down at Dish Falk. No, the old Wild Bunch was ruthless.
Oh, yeah. I know. But that was what Sneed and I and the hecklers, when we were in our prime, you try to add to their misery through fun stuff and not like, dog cussing them and doing all that stuff. So that's kind of how that works. But either that or Larry, if we'd have been dirty, Larry Hayes never would have embraced it.
Oh, no, that's exactly right.
You wanted to get a guy with a hat trick and then just wear him out, and just make his life miserable in a fun way.
Well, apparently Cliff didn't care because he let him. All right, he was 74 years old, and he did, let's see, he was going to attend his 596th straight Texas football game without missing one. And Texas plays all over the country.
I don't know how you do it. I really have no idea how you do that.
And never missed one. And then I'm trying to find baseball. Grumbling. Do you have baseball, Woody?
No, it was he had missed a couple games, I think, when his mom died, and so he didn't. But it was over 1,000.
Well, yeah, I've got that picture I just showed everybody. That was him at his 1,500th consecutive baseball game, and that was in 2024. So just add about 30 games, 40 games to that.
And he probably said that. He said it to me, and he probably said it with you guys on your show, like when they were leaving the Big 12 and going to SEC. He was talking about, I don't know how much longer we'll be able to do this.
Yeah.
and really what he was getting at is, I can't get in the car and drive to Lubbock and Waco and Norman anymore. I'm going to Gainesville. And,
it's a big difference.
That's where he was when he had the heart deal, isn't it? He was in Florida.
Yeah, he was going to see the Gators. Yeah,
hadn't missed a football game since 1977. That'll put it in perspective for you.
Unbelievable.
Anyway,
I miss him.
Yeah,
miss him.
We'll miss the old boy. Absolutely. So I can take this burnt orange off now.
Yeah, I understand. I would assume that tonight we'll get Ohtani and Scherzer, but I think everybody will be available other than the two starters tonight from last night.
Well, that's the young and old of it, Ohtani and Scherzer.
I'm for the Dodgers. Go Dodgers.
We'll get a Red Raider win and then flip it over and watch
Canada.
Hey, Coach Ash, you think Terry would have her boyfriend just sneak through the back door instead of ringing the doorbell?
Yeah, she'll learn.
Sports talk conversations with a good laugh mixed in. This is the Sports Talk with Thetford and Ashby podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
All right, go to, if you're in Midland, Texas, go to J&W Services, Linco Distributors. They're a big reason that we're on down in the Permian Basin. We're very thankful for that. By the way, we have a 2-hour show today. We're off at 11.
Yes.
And because of the game at 2:30. But Brent Beck, Scott Blakely, Cade Walton, these are Red Raiders, but they're such a great team, and they'll help you with your oil and gas business. They've got the business, and they have the business that can help you be successful. So get them on your team. Also, Mighty Wash is all over the Permian Basin, here in Lubbock, great locations all over town, and they do a tremendous job getting your car washed and clean, making it shiny, and that's their job, to give you the very best in a car wash, and that is Mighty Wash. So stop in there and see them. Remember last week they did a Wash for Pep. That's Anthony Peppers. And I got me a little arm deal on today that's supporting Anthony Peppers and raising money to help Anthony. He's got cancer, and a longtime athletic trainer at Lubbock High School, and absolutely a great guy. And that's Mighty Wash jumped in there and helped. That's the kind of people they are at Mighty Wash. All right, I want to tell you about H.G. Thrash Clothier Company while we're trying to get these guys on Zoom. And this Howard Thrash and Jeremy Hamilton and their folks, they got one at 82nd and Quaker. That's the new one in Kingsgate. Beautiful, beautiful store. And then the old store, the regular store, which is still beautiful itself, 2010 Broadway Avenue. And it's the finest men's store in this part of the world. So go see them. You'll love it. They have great names that you're looking for. And some Texas Tech gear, too, at H.G. Thrash Clothier. All right, how are we doing on getting our Crofoot Cup guys?
I was pretty sure they weren't going to be able to Zoom, and I was right. They can't Zoom, but we're going to have them on here in about 10 seconds. And this is Keith McNeese. They call him Shaggy.
Yep.
And Steve Yonke. I don't know what they call Yonke. What do they call Yonke? They call you Shaggy.
Yonke.
Most of the time, you can't repeat what they call me.
Well, I got to thinking we're having Yonke and Shaggy and Yonke. It sounds like a Saturday morning kids show.
The Yonke and Shaggy show,
or a Friday night kids show. How did it go last night?
We acted like kids.
You always do.
Well, what was the highlight of last night? And then we'll get to the golf, and then we'll get to the football, and then we'll get to the Crofoot Cup and why we have it. Tell me about last night. What did I miss?
We went down to Aggieville, just had a great time. Again, K-State, very welcoming, just great people. And we've been doing this for 21 years. And just such a great, every year we come, they come so back and forth, Lubbock or K-State. It was just a great time last night. Dinner and Aggieville and just all the stuff.
Okay, well, who won the Crofoot Cup?
Well, in the 21 years we've done this, with the exception of 2 years, the home team's always won. So we did stick with tradition there.
Well, was it close?
It was close. It actually was one of the closest matches. I think it was 22.5, 17.5, something like that. But,
okay.
Gary, these guys that came up here, they're just awesome guys. A lot of them have been playing. Well, there's a couple guys that have only missed 2 of these in 21 years.
Yeah.
And the friendships that have been built. We were just sitting here talking about how our world's kind of messed up, but here's two sets of people that kind of want to root for this side and one wants to root for that side. But you know what? We got our differences, but we can go out and have fun together, and man, that'll be an example of the way the world goes now,
Well, y'all beat us so much in football lately that it's getting real hard for me to convince people to like y'all.
Well, this is probably going to be your year. I hate to say it, you guys look awful good. We got off to a really slow start, and, Gary, I lived down there for a long time, and if I got to get beat by somebody, I'd just soon have it be the Red Raiders as anybody. But you guys are always my favorite unless you're playing the Cats.
Well, and that's the way I feel, without a doubt. All right, you were one of the originals that came up with the Crofoot Cup, and real quickly, folks, the 21st years this year. Was it your dad and Jay Crofoot, or tell us how it started?
Well, I owned Lake Ridge back at in the day.
I remember that. Yeah.
I had a teenage boy that couldn't get out of Irons Junior High quick enough because he had a golf match, and his golf match was with a gentleman named Jay Crofoot.
There you go.
And that kind of summarizes the game of golf, where you can take a teenager and a 70-plus-year-old guy, and they can go out and share something in common. So their friendship that bloomed rolled over into the families and everything, and as we got to know the Crofoots, and they're Kansas people, Kansas State grads, but hearts are in Lubbock and with the Texas Tech people, and they've done tremendous things for both schools, both institutions. This was really started as a way to give them props for all that they do for both schools. So if anybody knows a Crofoot Cup, the kind of people that are playing in this, and that's what it's all about. It's about their generosity to both schools and being able to give them the recognition both ways. So,
well, I got to thinking of people that when you think of the Crofoot Cup, obviously you think of Jay and Jenny, but you also think of Terry and Kelly, because Crofoot could have ended a few years ago, but Terry and Kelly Crofoot, they're all behind it themselves. Then the Yonkes, obviously, but then I think of Corky, and I think of Ernie. And who was y'all's Corky?
Our Corky back in the day started out with a gentleman. Monty Griffin was the first one. Monty passed away, and Bernie Haney.
Bernie. Yeah, I was thinking Bernie.
Years. Bernie played this year. He's no longer the director, for the K-State side. A gentleman named Tracer, organized from our side. But it takes both sides working together, and that cooperative effort is really what's kept it going. This year, Gary, I can tell you, it's really, we're starting to see there's kind of a younger fold roll into the player pool, and almost like a second generation. The guys are younger. My boys, Pickering's boys, Justin Sharbert, and so it's really cool to kind of see that next level of player coming. And with that in mind, talking to Terry Crofoot and the Tech guys, the K-State guys, we see it continuing just because we have an interest and we got kind of new blood coming in.
Yeah, well, that's great. That's great that you do. Are there? And I noticed we sent a whole lot of really good golfers. Is there still room for the mediocre golfer?
Well, Shag's here, so that answers that.
But Shaggy didn't play, did he?
No, but we had a good time. So me and Kelly and Terry and Diane Oka, we all rode around, and we were kind of peanut gallery. We had a blast.
Hey, Gary, if you got a second, let me explain to you that we do have the way this thing plays out. We have a division that plays best ball. Guys play their own ball, and then for maybe the guys that are need a little more help, we have a scramble side.
I was always the scramble guy.
Well, you know what? It keeps everybody in their comfort zone, keeps everybody playing, and gives everybody a chance to have some fun. And when we do this, both schools throw money in a pot, and we're playing for that money in a pot. But the beauty of this, the way this thing was designed from day one, the winner of each event gets 60% of the pot, and the second place team gets 40%. So you win every year. We raised over $400,000 in 20 years for the golf teams at both Kansas State and Texas Tech. And again, it's just a really neat.
Well, without a doubt.
I had a special guest that just walked in, Mr. Crofoot himself, Terry.
Hey, Terry, we appreciate you and Kelly and all continuing this thing on, because it could have died if y'all had just done remember back in the Coliseum they'd do thumbs up or thumbs down. If you'd have just thumbs down to this, I think it would have died, and it doesn't need to die. It's a special deal. In fact, I told David, one of the TV deals, I think it was last year, did a special on the Crofoot Cup, and I hope they do it again today during the telecast. That's how important it is and how neat it is and how unique it is. Terry, we appreciate you, buddy.
Well, we enjoy doing it, and, it's gratifying to me that both schools continue to want to do it. And, the thing that's gratifying to me is the camaraderie that's developed between the two groups.
Well, without a doubt. And because you and your dad y'all both graduated Kansas State, didn't you?
Yes.
But I don't think anybody in Lubbock would even realize that if they go to a Texas Tech event, that they wouldn't know that you weren't a Tech guy.
Well, I think you're right.
What color are you wearing to the game today, Terry?
Black.
That boy.
There you go.
Everybody wants to be. We'll wear black.
That's great. What's Kelly wearing?
Newspaper article that was yesterday or day before.
There's a piece done by the sports department up here about the Crofoot Cup, and talked about the history of it and the Crofoot family and kind of a lot of the things we just went over. But it was a nice piece. It gave credit to everybody involved in the thing, and most of all the Crofoot family. And that's the foundation of it.
Well, while you're talking, I'm going to show our TV folks, I'm going to show them a picture of the Crofoot players, and then also the trophy that was in the article that they did in Kansas. But you keep talking about it, and I'm going to go show the people on TV these pictures.
Yeah, I think it's the greatest. Of course, I love Jay and Terry, and that it's amazing what this has become. I played in it once here in Lubbock, but such a cool deal. I just so glad it just keeps going.
This year we have 40 players from each side play. We had 80 players total.
That's amazing, isn't it? That is really amazing. I'm proud of the Lubbock people and proud of y'all when we go there. I'm proud of y'all when y'all make the trip here. It's that important.
Well, we think it is too. It's kind of exciting to watch the Big 12 grow and everything, and it's pretty easy to get lost in the shuffle. But as this thing has followed the football programs in the past, we'll find a way to keep it going.
Tell you what, when I saw that we were playing Kansas State in November, I was a little worried about the weather. up there, but it turned out to be a pretty day for golf, didn't it?
It was a little chilly, but not bad.
Well,
actually, in October.
Yeah.
Well, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, what are you thinking?
That's right.
How's the weather going to be today for the game?
It's 40 right now.
It's supposed to be around 50 degrees, low 50s for the high. Sunny, nice.
Oh, sunny, I like that.
Good,
No,
good.
no lightning delays. We've been the king of lightning delays this year. So,
Do you realize, guys, that Kansas State has beaten Texas Tech 8 times in a row?
12 out of 13, I think.
That's ridiculous.
Well, it's.
You know,
the Harlem Globetrotters, the Washington Nationals beat them more than that.
Hey, you know, when y'all came up here last time, that little quarterback y'all got, Avery Johnson, he played against us, and if we'd have been playing touch football, we couldn't have gotten him. He was running wild.
Well, he had five touchdowns against us, and then I don't think he had 5 the rest of the year.
It's the craziest thing.
That's
We
what I'm
want to
saying.
thank you guys for that, too.
Yeah, that was nice of us. We're just good people down here.
Yeah, it's time for y'all to reciprocate
Yeah,
that
it's about
goodwill.
time. Give some of that back.
Hey, you know, I've been, we lived there 13 years. I've been a lot of great places to live, from Scottsdale and Nashville and Lubbock, Texas. The beauty right there is in the people, and there are none better. And I stand behind that statement every day of the year.
I agree with you. Thank you for saying that, and we agree. Lubbock's a great place to live.
Yeah. Well, Manhattan doesn't suck.
Yeah, I don't ever think I've been to Manhattan.
Have you not?
No.
Okay.
Well,
Good people.
But I can tell you, raising 3 kids, they all grew up in Lubbock. They consider Lubbock home, and there's not a better place to raise kids right there. The community it's a community.
Well, you give yourself a better chance of raising good kids if you raise them in Lubbock.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Without a doubt. Guys, we appreciate y'all spending some time with us today, because I know it couldn't have been easy to get up and do this. So,
We're coming in.
Yeah.
and just remember, this is a huge game for Texas Tech today.
Yeah, it's really
When
important.
you go out to the
us.
stadium day, remember that, Steve. It's a huge game for Texas Tech.
I'll try my hardest not to forget that, Gary.
Okay. All right. If you need, I'll call and remind you.
Think of your kids and how much they love Lubbock.
Yeah,
and
think of your
Texas
kids.
Tech. Think of your kids.
Yeah.
Hey, just remember, if I got to lose,
There you go. There you go.
All right.
Well, I'm getting tired of saying that, though.
All right, guys. Well, hey, have a great day, and go Cats.
All right, Shaggy. Remember, Shaggy, you're the adult supervision up there. Okay. All right, my friend.
That's good news.
Thank y'all. And if
Thank you,
Terry's still
Shaggy.
there, Terry, we appreciate you, buddy.
You bet.
Thank you, Terry.
Thanks, guys.
Great job.
All right.
That
is a
was fun.
special event, let me tell you. And I don't know that the TV will do anything at halftime about the Crofoot Cup. They sure might. And if they've done their research, they will. So, anyway. All right. What are we going to do now, David?
Well, I got a text. Seth Parr is in Lubbock, the former Coronado coach.
Some kind of Hall of
They got
Fame deal.
inducted. He, his dad, Steve, and Scott all went into the Plainview or the Panhandle. I don't know which one it is, but they went into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
All great coaches. And, of course, when Seth was here at Coronado, it was amazing what he did with the Mustangs.
Yes.
I mean, regional tournament, regional.
Well, his dad,
Yeah,
I think
his
his
dad was a
dad's
great
out of
coach.
that Greg Sherwood
He is.
tree. And there's no telling how many coaches are tributaries off of Greg Sherwood. Yeah.
It was one of the best ever. He really was. But Seth is in Lubbock. He said, I love listening to the show. And he turned his on because.
Would you tell him we're on worldwide? He can listen to
he
it
can listen
wherever
to it.
he is.
He's in Anna, Texas now, and he won a state championship there. Year
Attaboy.
before last, won a
Attaboy.
state championship.
Hall of Famer.
He's something else. Seth Parr, thank you for listening, Seth. We'll talk to you later. Be right back.
Sports talk conversations with a good laugh mixed in. This is the Sports Talk with Thetford and Ashby podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
I was telling you about West Texas State Bank, 72nd and Slide Road. There will eventually will be at 29th and Slide in the old AIM Bank building. Going to refurbish that and redo it, and it'll be West Texas State Bank, and it's something that's just down-home banking. It's just the way you remember banking, just good old folks, and go in there. They look for reasons to help you, not reasons to deny you. You can't do that. They'll try to figure out a way to make it work.
I like that.
West Texas State Bank. And Bednarz and Associates for all your insurance needs, home, auto, everything. They can do it all at Bednarz. And Daryl Bednarz is the pro at ag insurance for you farmers and ranchers. And he can get you the best coverage for all of your equipment and everything else that you have out there, so give him a call.
I'm pretty sure Daryl's Crofoot Cupping up there.
Yep, I bet he is.
Excuse my throat today, folks.
He's the guy that would be there.
Are you talking about Rick giving Tanner an endorsement? Here's an endorsement. I'm going to read this. If it wasn't for Alex and his program I did 3 years ago, I would not be half the pitcher I am today. I would encourage anyone and everyone to take the time and energy to learn and experience with Alex and trust his knowledge, as it is 100% something to benefit them in the long run. That's from Bryce LeBlanc. He's an Oklahoma State left-handed pitcher now that trained under Alex. And I'm going to give you all this. You folks get a pen out, because if you've got a grandson or a son that you want to develop into a pitcher, Alex has a special deal. It's called the Velocity Program. And you need to go to, I'll tell you in a second, playmakersports.net. Playmakers, plural, sports, plural.net. And go to that, and I think today or tomorrow is the last day to sign up for this. And golly, go through that website. It's a pretty amazing website. Let's see. It's for 12 to 18-year-olds. And I'm going to tell you what. We were trick-or-treating last night. We were talking about that earlier. And we were over at Amy and Alex's and let them take the kids out trick-or-treating. We gave out the candy while they were gone, and always enjoyed doing that. Had Mamo with us. And a good-looking kid comes up, and he goes, "Are you Alex's dad?" And I said, "Well, no, I'm his father-in-law." And I said, "Where do you know him?" He said he works with me on my pitching, and he's just praised Alex.
Yeah.
I mean, Alex was like the second coming to him as far as baseball pitching and all. And anyway, I thought, well, that's good to hear. Here's somebody that's out trick-or-treating that's working with Alex. So anyway, it's a Velocity program, and it teaches you more than just wind up and throw the ball. There's a lot of mental stuff in pitching. So anyway, did you get your candies in order?
I've got them in order.
Well, you got Butterfinger first.
I love Butterfinger.
Somebody had Butterfinger last, and it was Mark Finkner.
No, Mark.
He had Butterfinger. No, he didn't have it last. He had it second or third from the last.
That even makes me more assured that I'm right.
Butterfinger is my second. No, it's my fifth. Did you do Butterfinger second? Reese's?
Yes, I went Reese's and then Butterfinger.
Okay.
And look where I have Reese's. Dead last. I just thought peanut butter kind of bothers me a little bit.
Okay.
That's okay.
Yeah, there's no problem.
You can have my Reese's.
All right. Here's the big B's in order. Reese's, Butterfinger, Twix. Twix is third to the last for me. I'm just not a Twix guy. Then he had Three Musketeers. That's down a little ways on mine, too. Snickers, Milky Way, Oreos, M&M's, Skittles, Sour Patch. What is that next one? I said apple. Oh, an apple.
I didn't even do apple. I didn't even do it.
He's got an apple fourth from the bottom. We don't none of that healthy stuff.
What's an apple when?
And the only thing Apple beat out was Swedish Fish, what I had never heard of till last night.
I love these
Swedish Fish, and so I tried some last night. Never heard of them. I opened up a sack, and I think they're better than gummy bears and stuff like that. It's a smoother deal. Starburst, and then he had Almond Joy last, and I had Almond Joy third.
I've got Almond Joy fourth.
Okay, Almond Joy up toward the front. Here's mine.
Let's just do. You're going to do all of them. We can say who's last, but
let's just do the top five and the bottom two.
And yeah, there we go.
All right, top five on David was Butterfinger, Snicker,
yep,
M&M, Almond Joy,
and Twix.
All right, mine was Snickers, which is David had. Mine was Reese's, which he Twixed instead of Reese's. Almond Joy, we both had Almond Joy. And Butterfinger. So we both had Butterfinger.
Yep.
You had M&M's, and that's Almond Joy. Okay. Then, what's your bottom three?
Well, my bottom three are Sour Patch, Oreos, and Reese's.
All right, Sour Patch. Oreos? Wow.
They get all in your teeth.
I know. Yeah, you can have some bad-looking teeth if you eat a bunch of Oreos. All right. I had Twix, Sour Patch, and I put those, what are they called?
Swedish Fish?
Swedish Fish. I put those because that was before I tried them. I just looked at the sack and said, those look horrible. But when I actually, I'd probably move them up. No, probably wouldn't. Anyway, all right. That's
all right.
it. But Butterfinger's a top 5. Snickers is a top 5 in all of our deals. 2 of us had Reese's and 2 of us had Twix. There you have it. Anyway, it's hard to beat Halloween. I'll tell you one thing Halloween will show you about your kids or your grandkids. It'll almost show you how hard they're going to work in life. You know, if they come back with a little old sack of nothing, they're probably not going to turn out to be much in life. But if they're willing to go out and work it, go that extra block, go that maybe change outfits and go to the good houses again, they're going to.
You ought to walk up to somebody on the street that looks like a loser and say, I bet you were horrible at Halloween.
I bet you could care less about Halloween going around and working it. You got to work it. So anyway, and I'm teasing out there. So
good. I'm glad.
Gary thinks kids are going to be horrible. No, he doesn't at all.
Going to be a loser. Just can't help it.
But I think it does show the kids that will go the extra mile to fill that sack up and then go dump it and maybe go back out.
Yeah, Tanner and Megan, they take their kids and then they get lots of candy, and then Megan takes a lot of it away because she's a health nut. She's a nutritionist, and she goes, those are not good for you.
Yeah, I bet it drives a nutritionist crazy to see what goes on at Halloween. Potatoes. That was supposed to be the thing that started a few years ago, that you give potatoes. And none of my grandkids came back with potatoes.
I don't even remember. I don't even know what you're talking about.
And I don't think it's a Lubbock thing. Oh, it's on the national news that people are giving potatoes. I mean potatoes. And I don't know why anybody would do that. But, you used to give apples. You don't see many apples
We used to
anymore.
get caramel apples on Halloween.
Yeah, they needed to be wrapped. Otherwise, they
get gooey
They don't
everywhere.
go good in the sack. But, yeah, they used to do that. And popcorn balls. Used to do popcorn balls. And you don't see popcorn balls anymore either. So, anyway. You got any memories of your childhood?
No, we used to go every year. And, of course, we went out to Ropes, and we'd end up eventually out at Ropes trick-or-treating at my grandparents' house, and, a few neighbors out there that we would go to. But in Lubbock, as we got older, it was not good what we did.
Oh.
On Halloween, we would try to scare the kids out and get on the roof and drop water balloons on them and stuff like that.
On the little bitty cute kids?
Yeah. Well, their parents weren't with them.
You just dropped them. You didn't throw them. You didn't wing them at them.
We didn't try to hurt anybody.
Okay. Or cut a hole in their sack, and as they walked along, they
get their candy. Those were trick or treat. That was trick.
I'll tell you what I got out of last night. There's some really good kids out there. And, we hear bad things about kids and all that. But, I mean, thank you, yes, sir, no, ma'am. I was really impressed with the quality of kids that came around. So, anyway. All right. You ready for some?
I was I want to talk about this Texas Tech-Kansas State game today.
Okay.
Since that's
it's a huge game.
It is a really big game, and we've lost 8. I didn't realize it was 8 in a row. Our last win over them was November 14th, 2015. It's been 10 years.
No, that's just the last win at all. Last win there was like in 08, wasn't it?
59-44 we beat. That was here. But, back in 08, we won 58-28. I'd like to see that score today.
Well, that was a really good team, sort of like this is.
October 4th, 2008. But I'm telling you, I don't know what the deal is with Kansas State. I mean, they're good, but,
They're okay this year, but it doesn't matter. There have been a lot of okay Kansas State teams that have beaten good Texas Tech teams. on there. It's just the darndest thing. You know, Oklahoma State had a deal going with us, didn't they, where they had beaten us quite a bit?
I don't remember.
But I think today's huge we got Morton back. Are we a good football team? I think we'll know by 6 o'clock tonight if we're going to be a team that's going to make the playoffs or we're not. Or we're just going to be a team that's going to go to the Pop-Tart Bowl. And that's going to be sad. It really is. It's going to be sad if we're a Pop-Tart Bowl team. And I think it's going to be awfully difficult for us to host a game like it looked like we were going to do. That's how important that Arizona State loss was. Hey, David, even last week against Oklahoma State, you beat them 42-0. You think, oh, man, y'all must have looked great. I didn't think our offense looked good at all.
I didn't either.
I mean, we ran a kickback, and we and I'll be darned if we don't just take the ball from their guy. And
Rodriguez, he's amazing.
He's special. He's a special guy. I think we're going to remember him like we do Zach. He just takes the ball from the guy and runs it for a touchdown. So we scored 28 points against one of the worst teams in Division I football. So I don't think last week was good. The Arizona State wasn't obviously one of our better games. So I think today's huge. I think we really, really, really need to show up if we're going to be. I thought our offensive line looked absolutely pitiful last week.
I thought they did too.
And I'm wondering why. Why did they look pitiful against Oklahoma State, guys?
I think maybe they didn't take it very serious, maybe.
Yes.
Oklahoma State, God, they're bad. They really are bad. Bless their heart.
Well, but our offensive line last week, I'm hoping that's not what we can expect the rest of the year because poor old Barron, he ain't going to survive. If that's the kind of effort we get out of our offensive line.
Hammond didn't survive.
Yeah. So anyway, but I don't think it's because of the offensive line, didn't he?
Well, I don't know. You were just blaming him for everything, so I thought I'd throw him in there.
Well, no, I'm not blaming them for the problems we're having with China and things like that. I am saying they didn't look very good last week. And I'm perfectly willing for you to rebut that. And say,
I didn't think they looked very good, and I didn't think we got much pressure on their quarterback, really.
Yeah.
Like we have, like these good teams with their quarterbacks, we've been getting great pressure.
Yeah,
I mean,
the quarterbacks that can really get around and run and all that. So,
of course, he's probably throwing it before you get there because I don't, it's like a hot potato.
Yeah, so
get rid of that ball.
Anyway, but I think today is huge. I mean, you got to win. So I'll take any kind of win, but I would like for us to go up there and say, we're a really good football team and beat them by 2 or 3 touchdowns. Not sure it's going to happen, but that's what I'd like to see. But I'll take a win. Just any way you can win and move on. So, anyway.
Well, it's going to be interesting. Bill Snyder Family Stadium, 2:30.
Yeah.
And, they've had – Bill Snyder built a great program up there. It was really a great program.
They were literally horrible when Bill Snyder took over. I mean, and had been for years. And then he got them going. So
I've got here's the football standings right now. That's the football right there. And you see Texas Tech is right there. And I don't know why that Big 12 put us under Houston. We beat Houston. So we ought to be above them.
Well, I don't think it's there. I don't think they get to go, well, let's put so-and-so. So I think it has to do with who beat who. And
I know. We beat Houston.
Yeah.
So put us above them.
But I think it has to do with Arizona State beat us and et cetera, et cetera.
But we beat Houston, so they should not be listed in front of us.
Well, who beat Houston?
In other words, the tiebreaker would.
It's probably alphabetical.
Houston. Well, they shouldn't. They shouldn't do it by who beat who. Maybe they'll get that fixed. I hope they're listening to the show.
Okay, so the teams that have the same record, they put them in alphabetical order. Okay,
it's a bad system.
Well, I'll agree with that.
Anyway, we're 7-1. Houston's 7-1.
Yeah.
Cincinnati's 7-1.
Who beat Houston?
BYU is 8-0. Nobody's beat them.
Wait, let me tell you what. BYU may be the real deal. I'm thinking they're going to lose today. I'm thinking they're going to lose next week. And then who do they have the last game?
I don't know. They got us next week.
Yeah.
And 11 o'clock, by the way, which is weird.
Which is pitiful. I thought that would be one of the most enjoyable
like
evening
a prime time
games
game
that we would have had in a long time. Well, I think they call 11 prime time.
They make a huge deal about the 11 o'clock game.
You know, I think they're just trying to make us feel better but Ohio State plays at 11 all the time.
They do.
And they're pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
They're decent.
I don't get it. I think you ought to take care of the home team that's winning, and we want to play at night.
I agree.
They don't care, but.
Well, we've got, I don't know. There's a lot of teams that are 3-2. TCU, Utah, Arizona State, Kansas State. They're all needing wins. And then Baylor, we got to get it going. Iowa State, Baylor, Kansas are all 2-3. It's been a lot of balance, and you just think everybody's beating everybody.
Well, and that's the way this conference is supposed to be.
Yeah, there's a lot of parity.
Well, remember last year the team that was picked last in the conference won the conference.
Yeah, they did.
The team that was picked first in the conference finished last in the conference. So that'll just show you just don't know in the Big 12.
You don't.
And but I do know one thing. Today is a huge game. If we want this to be that special season that we've sort of been gearing toward, today, you got to win today.
Did you tell Coach McGuire?
I did not. I'm not. I hear. I'm gonna text
somebody
him right
get
now.
word to him.
You've been listening to the Sports Talk with Thetford and Ashby podcast from Double T 97.3. Catch the show live Saturday mornings from 9 to noon on Double T 97.3 FM or on the Double T 97.3 mobile app.